Hi everyone, this is Korosh Erfani. Today is Monday, October 13th, 2025. This is a holiday in the United States and it's known as Indigenous Peoples Day. So, congratulations to all the indigenous peoples across the world, including those who are living in the United States, for fighting to keep their independence, their culture, their language, their civilization, and of course, a part of the humanity's heritage. All right, today we are going to talk about this title, as you can see, the USA and kakistocracy. So, what's the kakistocracy? There is a very simple definition that I would like to present here. Kakistocracy is a system of government which is run by the worst, least qualified, or most unscrupulous citizen. So, by a simple definition, we can say kakistocracy is when you have the worst government possible over a country, right? So that's why I would like to talk about that and the possibility of establishment of such a government in the United States. And the reason is that as an Iranian, I have the experience of such a thing in my country. Don't forget that after the Iranian Revolution of 1979, which was not really a totally popular revolution, it was mostly a kind of plot and movement that had been coordinated by the negative forces of in Israel, United States, with some Zionist network, and of course with their agents in Iran. So maybe in one of my videos, I will be talking about that revolution and all the intricacies that we have had that. But let's see how the things are going in the United States. Here, from the moment Trump administration started, we realized that he was gathering the most incompetent people around him. So the question was why he's doing so. There are many people who try to answer to this question. One of them is, for example, as we can see here, Robert Rich, right? Robert Rich tried to present in an article in Guardian 1 month ago, try to answer to this question. One builds a staff of incompetent sycophants. So the treatment of the subject in this article is very interesting because Rich is giving several examples of total administrative or managerial incompetencies that happened by the Trump administration regarding the official documents, regarding the Department of Justice, for example, or the Office of Job and the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, and a lot of other cases where the Bureau of Labor Statistics, for example. And Rich tried to answer to this question, why we should have all these totally incompetent people with very high responsibility. Also, at a given moment, he is pointing to the people like Pete said, Pam Bondi, Cash Paddle, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and Christine Noem, for example. So, why so? Why State Department in the hands of a totally incompetent person like Marco Rubio, for example? So, the reason is not very complicated to understand. You know, when the central individual that has the most important role, which is in this case the President of the United States. When this person is himself a kind of incompetent, unfit for the job, he cannot really gather the competent people in front of whom he doesn't have anything to say or to do, or even the capacity or capability to understand what they are saying, right? What he needs is just a bunch of people who are ambitious, who have failed in their attempts to have a honorable job before, of course, and that's why they are the losers, ready to do whatever is necessary in order to have a high position and keep them by flattering the most incompetent president of the United States history, for example. So this is a mechanism we should know, which means that caucusocracy is not something that falls from the heaven and we have it sudden. No, that's a process through which one person is able to find, to form, and to gather all the people like himself, and then create such a thing. Let's see how the German philosopher Hannah Arendt is talking about such a system under the name of totalitarianism. She says totalitarianism in power invariably replaces all first-rate talents. So think about this replacement that's necessary for the central person who is completely incompetent himself, untalented himself, and that's why he cannot be really all first-rate talent, right? So regardless of their sympathies, even if these competent people are eager to collaborate, to cooperate, or to support effectively this high authority, the person in question prefers effectively to do something else. As a result, what we have is this replacement, replaced by who? Those crackpots and fools whose lack of intelligence, the word is very important here, lack of intelligence and creativity is still the best guarantee for their loyalty. So in the article I refer to, Robert Rich is talking about one part of the famous book of Donald Trump, The Art of Negotiations. And in the book, Trump is referring effectively to the people for distinguishing between competence and loyalty. And he says very clearly that what is important to him is loyalty, not competence. So that's why the qualities like honesty, integrity, or the things in this line are not really important or essential for Trump. The only thing is loyalty. That's why he's praising one of the most corrupted lawyer in the United States history, Roy Cohn. Right? Roy Cohn was the loyal lawyer of Trump and his father, and he was completely disbarred, and known as one of the most corrupted. So he prefers someone like Roy Cohn to a lot of other lawyers who are talking about or boasting about their uncompromising integrity. That's the idea. So that's why right now he tries to have only and only the people who are subservient, the people who are just there to say, to praise him, to say that you are the best one, you are doing something that nobody can do that, right? And of course, with these submissive people, he is very happy and he thinks that he is doing a great job. While American society start to have a completely different impression. So that's why on social media we can see this contradiction between the feeling, the general feeling of society regarding this incompetent government on the one hand, and this bubble in which these how there is a very interesting expression, brown noser. Brown noser. These brown noser in their bubble, praising and admiring their president. So we can see the people start effectively to talk about serious matter. For example, we got a very astonishing statement by Goldman Sachs, which is saying that with the tariff and everything that had been added to the price, the American people, the American consumers are paying already 55% of the tariff costs. Okay, so till now 55%, just in a scope of time of 6 months. Right, I'm pretty sure right now it's even more than that. 55% paid by the U.S. consumers. So, which means that everything himself, Trump, and his economic advisors around are telling us regarding tariffs is just BS, and we cannot take it seriously. The people now understand and are showing effectively, kind of their disgust regarding what is going on, because they understand that this incompetent team is really bringing the United States down, and they don't want to lose everything in their country. The Americans love their country, so that's why they are reacting. One of these persons is someone like Andrew Cuomo, for example, one of the Zionists who is able to do anything, to lie about anything, just to get back the position of mayor of New York. And look at how the people are aware about his background and how they are reacting to that. Look at this video, please.
No one wants you. I live in your state. No one wants you running for office. You are a disgrace to the public office.
You are disgrace to the public office. Why? Because you are incompetent, because you are corrupted, because you are slavish, because you are subservient of those who are paying you. You don't have competency for doing this job. This is what they are saying somehow.
You are a blight to New York State. The Department of Education has specifically said you don't have permission to be here. Does something without consent. This time, it's at a school.
Cuomo, I know for a fact that you're going to represent the working class because you take money from the Walmart family, the Murdochs, the CEO of Home Depot. Oh, fighting for us all the time.
You see, people identified the slave of the big corporations, the slave of those who are running these big corporations, the Zionist network, for example, the capitalists who don't care at all about anything like environment, society, poverty, and so on. And these are, the slaves and mercenaries of those people. Now it's something that is completely known to everyone. That's why they are so, clearly talking about that and accusing him for his incompetency and lack of integrity on the other hand.
Griffin, who owns all the penthouses in Manhattan, you represent billionaires and oil interests, and that is it. And you know it too.
Mr.
So the people know, the people right now are aware about what's going on in the United States. That's why they are getting ready to the actions. I was talking in the my latest video about the actions that are going on in Baltimore, in Portland, and of course it continues. You see, the challenge, the people are challenging the narrative of this incompetent government by any means possible. Here, for example, despite all the garbage that they produce about what is going on, the chaos in Illinois, for example, in Chicago, you see 50,000 people without any problem participated in a marathon, for example, right? So that's why we have now this, we can say, social consciousness that is going on. And that's why they are preparing also a very big action for the October 18th, as you can see that in this, let me show you, it's very interesting. They are organizing a march, a national march in many states and cities, with the title No Kings, which means no aristocracy, no kakistocracy, right? So the people now are realizing that Trump is trying to establish really a kind of oligarchy, but a family oligarchy. This news, for example, is telling us that his son of 19 years old only will become at the top of the TikTok, the US TikTok, which means that from nothing to everything, right, overnight. And this shows that not only the hugely risky people like this Zionist guy, Stephen Miller, are doing whatever they want inside this incompetent administration, but also other people as dangerous as Stephen Miller are coming to establish this aristocracy, this oligarchy, or in a word, this kakistocracy, right? So that's why Guardian here is telling us, that a kakistocracy is a government by the worst people, or more literally, government by the shady, right? By those who don't have any competence, any intellectual capacity, but they are able to be good subservient, good Slavish people. So that's why it's very important to take serious this kind of action, and participate in it actively, with this idea of putting an end to this illusion, to this very funny dream of replacing republic and democracy in the United States with a family monarchy, and with the incompetent family monarchy in the United States. So that's why, again, I come back to the main concept of my presentations, which is social power. What I can recommend is to organize. We don't need to murder, we don't need to be depressed. We need just to organize a social resistance that will give effectively rise to a huge movement that can take the United States of America back to the hand of people. Because I remind you, democracy is the government of the people, for the people, by the people. So if we have a bunch of mafious people with total incompetence coming in power and trying to bring down the country to fill their pockets, with the money, this guy made millions and millions of people a few days ago because he knew that his father was going to announce against another fake tariff war with China. So that's why by some transactions it looks like that he made a lot of money. So that's why right now there is a necessity of understanding the complexity of what's going on and trying to do something, because don't forget that everything I said, everything you are hearing here and there is boiling down to the establishment and the foundation of an authoritarianism, right? So either you are eager to keep the democracy in the United States, or you want really to leave it to a family to establish a despotism, a dictatorship in the United States. This is a very clear choice, and there is nothing between, right? It's very distinct for having a conventional, usual, normal democracy, or a new dictatorship of the family monarchy in the United States. We should think about that. I am going to talk about that more in the coming videos. Thank you very much for watching.